but you also want to have, a creative destruction, for instance. So for tech, it depends on the sector. So in tech, for instance, you want people who are not just like you, who are thinking just like you. In banking and high finance, very similarly, you want people who see things differently.
Right. Who will scrutinize and critique
It's
assumptions.
Like, if you want to use sociological literature, you talk about George Simmel's Stranger.
Right.
And the stranger was this character, this individual who would come to the city, who came from a different city. And because they weren't socialized in that city, they would see some good things and bad things, right? They didn't have these prejudices that people take for granted within the city. And so they were able to see the holes, they were able to see things that can be improved and things that were not as advanced. So hiring the minority and hiring the stranger, shall we say, gives you that resource that you're lacking within an organization.
An outsider's perspective.
An outsider's perspective, effectively, right? So there's a massive resource to that.
And especially in this world nowadays, where the world is getting smaller, transnationalism, migration, these are all major factors, and just like transnational trade, for example, right? And immigrants coming into Canada, entering the workplace, and being able to see you know what, this idea will not fly in China per se.
Or it may not even fly here. You can do it better. You can do it better in the way. This is what we've learned in China. We're going to adapt it to this context here. And we can see this for a good example could be the bike sharing program. China's rolled out a very successful bike sharing program in some of the major cities. It's reduced a lot of congestion to some great extent. We can learn from the Chinese from that, and you can learn from a macro perspective. There's a lot of solutions to local problems that's out there. Having individuals who have that knowledge, that's amazing.